All right. So just to welcome everybody, and continue to post your name and where you're from in the chat box. We do have global participation today. Woohoo! So very, very exciting. And we had 100 people sign up. So it's good to know where you're from. Caroline and Stephanie will be monitoring the chat box throughout the event. So if you have questions, you can pose them there as they come up. Who are we? We're Epistatira Enterprises. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but we are a unique nonprofit designed to support reflexology and bodywork practitioner and their businesses. Epistatira hosts business conferences and holds the integrity of our beautiful biodiverse community before, during, and after all of our events. And you will hear more from us too from Facebook throughout the month of November, because we want to recognize the small businesses who have supported us. And we hope that maybe you'll hear about something and you can support them too. What does Epistatira mean? It has Latin and Greek roots, and it means we reach beyond balance. And we hope that, that's what our conferences do too. And our team and our presenter all believe in aligning the body, mind, spirit connection with your business. We're here today with our master presenters in the field, Bob Wolf, Jennifer Schwab, and Sam Bellier. They are passionate about the field, and that means they're passionate about your success as well. They want what's in the best interest of all of us, and they have magic, and they know how to make you feel valued and supported throughout your journey. The gift of this event today is just a small sliver of what you can expect in February when we host our big national, or should I say international conference that we'll be holding in Baltimore that you can now attend virtually. And we'll be focusing on small businesses throughout various lenses during that conference. Our team's goal, and that's the entire team, is for you to have a good and rich experience while attending the conference with our global community, and our presenters are also offering special times during the conference to meet with those who are attending virtually. So let's get back to this event and our presenters. Are going to introduce all of them in the order of which they're speaking. So first is Bob Wolf, and he's the founder of Health Touch Body Mind Therapies. He's a certified Tai Chi and Qigong teacher. He's a certified hypnotherapist, a licensed massage therapist, nationally certified reflexologist in the US, and a Reiki master teacher. He has been teaching and practicing professional body-mind therapies for over 20 years and has taught nationally and internationally. Throughout all of his programs, Bob is focused on promoting self-care and effective body mechanics for reflexologists and body workers. Bob's teaching style reinforces every attendee's confidence in their journey of the body-mind studies. And the next up after Bob will be Jennifer Schwab. And she is a Rhodes Scholar candidate with 3 areas of focus. And one is a bachelor's degree, the studies in complementary and alternative medicine, which led her to study reflexology 15 years ago. She has enjoyed working alongside reflexologists ever since, building and maintaining websites for individual practitioners, state associations, national events, and organizations. She's held positions as a national marketing manager, director, and trainer for the nation's largest scholarship-based empowerment program for teens and preteens. And she's worked behind the scenes as a marketing director, an event coordinator, and a public relations manager to small business. And Sam Bellier. He is the author of Foot Reading, a reflexology primer on foot assessment, and an internationally recognized teacher on the topic of reflexology. He has built his practice by decoding messages found in the feet, teaching and inspiring others to discover the hidden meaning of the body's aches and pains. Sam has a background in physical therapy, clinical herbalism, traditional medical astrology, yoga, and energy related health modalities. So, Bob, I'm going to turn this over to you. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. So here we go. Is anybody feeling stressed right now? There's so much going on. Yeah, just a tiny bit. Yeah, so there's so much going on in this world right now that really messes with our health. So safe touch is what we do, and it's so important right now. But right now, people are afraid to touch each other, and it's such a horrible thing. It's so unfortunate. And when we touch people in a compassionate way, we stimulate the release of all kinds of incredible hormones like oxytocin. That's the happy chemical. And the dopamine and serotonin, and they're all like mood enhancers and feel good things, endorphins, and that's to kill pain and physical pain, mental pain, spiritual pain, and reduce stress. So physical touch, very important. You touch the skin. The brain was actually formed out of the skin in embryo. So your skin has the same ability to release healing chemicals that the brain does. So it's really unfortunate now that we're not touching people so much because we need it, they need it, helps to boost the immune system, helps to reduce all kinds of things associated with diseases, the heart and the blood. And the cool thing about us as practitioners is that when we give a session, we get the same physiological benefits that the client does. So bummer right now though, because some practices are shut down. People are afraid to touch, not getting as much touch or giving as much touch as we'd like to. So what we need to do now is take care of ourselves, self-care. So if you're not doing sessions with other people and experiences those benefits, hopefully you always do this, but more importantly now is to work on yourself. So one of the things to remember is we started out as 2 cells. Now we each have 50 trillion cells, and they all work together to maintain health and balance. And so one of the things that happens sometimes is those cells don't remember so good. So we have to remind them what to do. And that's where self-health and self-care comes in. And remember, self-care is health care, and it's free. So when you're working on yourself, working the reflexes associated with all the body parts, things like that, you're engaging the medicine in the body that keeps you healthy. And that medicine is free. So just remember that. And you want to make sure that when you're working with yourself, be compassionate with yourself. Don't hurt yourself while trying to make yourself feel good and that kind of thing. So there's a whole bunch of reflexes that are associated with the immune system, be like the endocrine system, things like that. And I was going to get really weird here and start to draw on my hands, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to put a hand up here. Hopefully you can see that. And we're going to think about the reflexes that are associated with balance. So right here in the thumb, where the print swirls into a dot. Brain, hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, powerful endocrine gland organs. Okay, so very important. Down in here, in the valley, so if you give that a little squeeze down there, not just grab the skin, give it a little squeeze down there, adrenal gland reflexes. Over in here, thyroid. So these happen on both hands, by the way. I'm just doing one. Thyroid, and then coming down here, thymus, pancreas, gonads. Okay, so you get the whole endocrine system functioning in the hands. And so you want to remember as you're working with that, um, try not to hurt yourself, make yourself feel good. So you want to use proper technique. So I'm going to touch the thumb down here. It's the corner of the thumb that would touch a surface if you lay your hand down. And then you just kind of like walk around and real nice little teeny steps. So you're not doing like this and missing about 5 million reflexes as you're working along. And then dorsal surface, so palmar surface, internal structures of the body. And you all know this stuff, it's just a reminder. And so all the organs and things like that. And then dorsal surface, skeleton on out. So by working your whole hands, both sides, remember it's the microcosm of the whole body. So working both sides, you're going to affect everything in the body. And as you relax and do that, and it starts to feel really good, then you get into this calm, relaxed state, and remembering that up to 95%, 98% actually, of all illness and disease caused by stress. So we can, work with ourselves, and one of the ways to really get into an easy, unstressed mindset is deep belly breathing. My favorite is 4 count inhale, 8 count exhale. Stimulates the vagus nerve, stimulates the organ in the gut that stores immune cells and sends them all throughout the body. So, maybe you want to try that while I back up here and do something else. So hold on. Okay, so here we go. Just some things, self-care things, and I just want to talk about that just a tiny bit more here. And one of the things that I like to do before doing a session or doing any kind of exercise program is what I call the ABCs. One is alignment, head floats up, chin's level, tailbone kind of roll forward a little bit, knees will bend a little bit, arms, shoulders relaxed. So remembering that all during the day, when you see people kind of like walking around like this, makes me think of doing that and bouncing back up. Next one, deep belly breathing. Belly comes out as you inhale, goes back in as you exhale. And again, I like to do the 4 count in, 8 count out. And then, of course, deep breathing calms the mind. So I just want to do a couple exercises. You can do them along with me if you want to, or just remember them. You'll probably see them again at the conference. And what they'll do is they'll open the energy centers, they'll affect the endocrine system, activate the neural pathways and all that stuff. So the first one called flowing motion. So just in that nice relaxed state, flowing motion, as you inhale, palms go forward. Exhale, palms go back down. Still deep belly breathing. I'm going to turn to the side just a second here. I'm going to inhale up. Exhale down. Deep belly breathing. What this does is stimulates and activates the immune system because the immune system has no pump. So this is really an effective way to pump it. This is for upper body immune system. To engage lower body immune system, I'm going to come up on the balls of the feet as I come forward and back down. So the Chinese and Qigong recommend that you do 100 repetitions of this a day to remain healthy. And they say, but if you do 1,000 repetitions a day, you have way too much time on your hands. No, they don't say that. You'll live a long, healthy, happy life. So to engage the nervous system, open those neural pathways, my feet are about shoulder width apart. I'm going to take a deep inhale. It's called fluffing the pillows. The pillows are the discs between the vertebrae, about 75% water. So we're going to squish out the bad stuff on one side, open the other side, good stuff's clean. It goes like this. Deep inhale. Exhale, going down inside. Inhale to center. Exhale the opposite side. And again, I'm just going to do a few of these. And this time, when I go over, I'm going to take the arm up over the head, really stretch that out. Oh, man, I can feel that in my latissimus dorsi. Whoa. And to the other side. I'll go one more time to each side. And then fluffing front to back, I'm going to inhale up and back. Exhale down, soft fist coming toward the abdomen. I'm going to roll it back, bend the knees like this. So starting out real nice and gentle, really gets that spine loosened up. Neural pathways are opening like crazy. And then the next time down, I'll squeeze the fist tight. It's kind of like a progressive relaxation kind of thing, and push them together like that. And then next time down, I'm going to squeeze all the muscles I possibly can. And I'll do it one more time just to get blood flow and energy flowing.
Bob, can we see that from the side, please?
Well, yes, you can. Thank you. So it's going to look like this. How'd that look? Okay, good. So next one is kind of a yoga type thing. It's called swimming dragon, but I don't do yoga, so we'll call it qigong. So I'm going to have the hands here like this, the prayer position, kind of like that. And this is to activate the energy centers and the endocrine system. So I'm going to do the energy centers first. So I roll the head to one side like I'm going to sleep, but I'm not. Rolling the head to the other side and going through the heart. My head looks in the opposite direction of the hands. Solar plexus, navel, hara, root of the spine, back through root of spine, navel, solar plexus, heart. Inhale up, exhale down through crown, brow, throat. Go on the other side first, to the other side, to the heart, solar plexus, navel, root of the spine, back through the root, navel, solar plexus, heart. Inhale up, exhale down through crown, brow, throat. For the endocrine system, I'm going to go again this side, heart, thymus, solar plexus, adrenal glands, navel, pancreas, root of the spine, gonads, back through the gonads, navel, pancreas, solar plexus, adrenal glands, heart, thymus. I'm going to inhale up, exhale down through pineal, pituitary, thyroid. One more time. Heart, thymus, solar plexus, adrenal glands, navel, pancreas, root of the spine, gonads, back through the gonads, navel, pancreas, solar plexus, adrenal glands, heart, thymus. Inhale up, exhale down, pineal, pituitary, thyroid. So activates those endocrine glands. Energy follows thought. So anytime you think of an organ, you can think of one right now, you send energy to it. So I like to say, we hold the power of self-healing right in the palms of our hands. So we do that with ourselves, reflexing, that kind of thing. Get the mindset, energy flowing everywhere in the body. And then you hold the key to enhance other people's health right through your thumbs and fingertips. So there it is. I thank you all. Look forward to seeing you at the convention. And I'm good to go. Thank you. Must be Jen.
You got it.
That's okay, Bob. You can keep going. That feels good to me.
How does that feel? Oh my God, that's nice.
You could just keep doing this all morning. No, I got a lot to do. I got a lot to cover. Hello, friends. I'm so happy to have you here with me in my living room. Thank you so much for letting me visit your living room for just a few minutes. Grab a pen. Maybe some things resonate with you, maybe some things don't, maybe you want to reflect on them later, but feel free to just write down anything that might spur some inspiration or motivation maybe later on in your day. So Your question to me is, how do I get more clients? I can't have a business without having clients. Yes, that's true. My question to you is, how many clients do you already have? And is there a way that you can utilize just a little bit of time and energy to bring those existing clients back through your door? Now, here's the reason I'm bringing this up. Now, if you don't already know this, it is going to cost you 7 times more money, not to mention the onslaught of energy and resources to put together all of your marketing. It's going to cost you 7 times more money to get a new person in your door than it is going to cost to get one that has already been through your doors coming back. So in this time when we can have a ton of self-reflection, we can teach ourselves and remind ourselves of caring for ourselves, but now let's also figure out how to care for our business. Think about the clientele that you already have. Are they a lot of first timers? Are they coming in and going out and never coming back in again? If that's the case, then we have a lot of work to do. And maybe your business model isn't working, and that's okay. Remember that even if you set up your business 20 years ago, times change, you change, we are always growing, we are always learning, the world changes, we go different places, we learn new things, our cells regenerate, we are not the same people that we were 30 years ago. So keep that in mind. It's okay to take a moment to reflect, what am I doing, what's not working, and how can I invest a small amount of time and resources without just reinventing the wheel and spending $10,000 a year on all of my marketing efforts. So that's really what I want you to think about during this time. Let's talk a little bit about your ideal client. As you're reflecting on your business, some of you might already be seeing your ideal clients, which is fantastic. Those are people that you can help, people that come to you, that you work well together. It's a symbiotic relationship, and that is fantastic. And then some of you are probably thinking to yourselves, well, I have some clients, although we could use a little bit of an overhaul. So think about your ideal client, because you've got to find out where those people are and go and hang out with them. Now, in your ideal client list, think about anything from how old your ideal client is. Where does your ideal client work? Are they retired? Where do they live? What is their general location? What are those personality traits that you genuinely work well with? We can't all please everybody, right? I mean, it's not a one size fits all. And the great thing about being a practitioner, a solo practitioner, is that you can pick and choose who you work on. They give you, you give to them. It's a give and take relationship. Now, when you're looking for your ideal client, keep in mind that once you find those people, you actually have to go to those places where they hang out. So in your ideal client sort of breakdown, think about the places that your clients actually hang out. Now, maybe in this world, they're not going to the bar. Maybe in this world, they're barely getting themselves to the grocery store, but maybe they're hanging out in your community Facebook group. Maybe there is another social media group that they are hanging out in. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go to these places and just shove your business card down their throat, because that's not good marketing. That's not good marketing at all. Good marketing is being available, not necessarily going out and finding your clientele, but being available, hanging around so that they can very easily find you and set up your business in a way where you can be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if they happen to walk by your community, they see your sign, open, open, open for business, and they can easily get in contact with you. So it's about finding low budget marketing ideas, events, neighborhoods that you can easily hang out with. Think of marketing as dating. You go to the bar, you look around, you peruse the room, maybe you make a circle, kind of read the room a little bit, look at the people in it. Maybe you say, I could get along with that one. That one looks like my type. Yep, maybe that one too. Definitely not that one. That one over there, yeah, maybe. And who knows, maybe you just kind of walk back and forth a couple of times. Maybe you make eye contact with them a couple of times. Maybe then after that, you have the ability to introduce yourself to them. Hi, I'm your neighbor. It's nice to meet you. Then what do? You engage in conversation. Sometimes you have to start the conversation, but you always have to be attentive and you always have to collaborate and contribute to the conversation. Yes, I did see that Costco deal, 99 cents for chicken. It's great. Yes, I did see that Tylenol pack, 64 packs for 13 bucks. That's a great price. Are you in pain? Really? Tell me about it. That's interesting because have you tried? Cha-ching, low budget marketing. So here's some more thoughts for my friends. Number one, do I need a website? Yes, you do. Number two, can I make my own website? Yes, you can. Number three, can I screw up my website? Yes, you can. But there are so many wonderful drag and drop templates right now, free resources, free trial periods at least, that you're crazy to not even give it a try. Now, with that being said, there's a couple of things to remember. Number one, you don't want your address or your business card to say professional. Visit me online at 123abc happyfeetreflexology.blogspot.com. You want it to say 123abc happyfeetreflexology.com. Even just your domain name makes you so much more credible. It shows somebody that you invest in your business and you're a business person, you're a professional, you have credibility just from your domain name alone. As far as your template goes, as far as your homepage goes, as far as your testimonials page goes, keep in mind that, as you're going through all of these sort of drag and drop templates, keep in mind that these companies know that you don't know what you're doing. So they're probably going to give you a lot of these free things and free for 1 year and coupon code for this amount of time. Just make sure that you have your head on straight, you read all the fine print. All of these free marketing resources are only free to a certain point. There is a low budget, there is a low budget option. But it doesn't always come easily. So make sure that you have somebody you can trust. Make sure you read the fine print. And when you're talking about people that you can trust, make sure that you provide yourself and surround yourself with the right network of people. So as you're talking about your website, and as you're talking about kind of creating your self-reflecting on your brand, it's really a good idea to self-reflect on your brand identity. So as reflexology, as we can all hope, as reflexology becomes bigger and it's a household name, that's great. Demand is going to go up, but so is supply. So there will become more reflexologists in your area to choose from. So you have to realize and think about how your practice is different than the practice down the street. What do you as a practitioner offer that is maybe a little bit different? And naturally, that's the wonderful thing. It's not a one-size-fits-all system. So you have to really hone in on what your unique traits are and the people, the clientele that you work best with. Is it veterans? Is it terminal illness? Is it acute illness? Is it solely lymphedema? Is it, so really figure out who you mesh the best with and figure out that brand identity. And once you do all of those things, then perfect your elevator pitch. You've heard that before, right? Your elevator pitch. As you're networking and you're surrounding yourself with all of these potential ideal clients in these neighborhoods, whether it's on social media or whether it's at an organization or at your town hall meetings or at your fall fests or, whatever have you, as you're surrounding yourself, there's just tons of opportunity to talk to people. And have you ever had somebody say to you, so what do you do? Sometimes I feel like reflexology, I can't fit it into just 30 seconds. And sometimes the words that I use don't resonate with the person that doesn't know what reflexology is. So take a minute and plan out, your 30-second elevator pitch. Well, I do this, and did you know that this is interesting? And have you ever heard of that? Because that's going to help you take advantage of all the opportunities that you're becoming available for when you're marketing yourself and marketing your business. social media. I won't go too far into it, but let's be honest, it's free. I don't recommend doing any type of paid Facebook ads or anything else, but these are the type of neighborhoods that I'm talking about, and being available, contributing to conversation, whether you're contributing to how waste management isn't on time, picking up your trash outside, or whether it's about, in my neighborhood, we have coyotes. And so every day you hear a coyote and then somebody has to question where the coyote is and can we see him, and everybody take your dogs inside. So there's a lot of community conversations that are very unique. Be a contributor to those types of conversations, even if it doesn't have to do with reflexology. You will naturally find the right network in order to speak out and say, actually, I do that. Would love to show you or do a consultation, kind of show you around what I do. So where is your ideal customer or client? Are they on Facebook? Probably. If your ideal, client base is, late 30s to early 60s, they're probably on Facebook. Are they on Twitter? Probably not so much. Are they on TikTok? Probably not. Are they on LinkedIn? Some of them are in the prime of their career. Absolutely. You're a professional. You should have a LinkedIn. Account. Absolutely. So keep in mind sort of that ideal. Be there, be available, and be there for when your potential clientele is hanging out. Don't go stalking them, but just kind of be available. Generate local awareness of what you do. Naturally, by being a part of your neighborhood activities and organizations, you're going to generate some interest in what you do. You're going to have those other opportunities to be visible to your neighbors and people that are close to you. We can talk a lot about optimizing your websites and optimizing all of your digital footprints, all of your real estate online. Part of what I like to talk to you about is how people find you and how to become available even when you're not. And part of that is, if I'm looking for a reflexologist in Boston, I'm probably going to go to Google and type Reflexology Boston. So think about that and go back to every single one of your digital blogs, Facebook's accounts, social media accounts, website if you have them, and make sure that those keywords are optimized. Make sure that those keywords are put on every single page of your website. Reflexology location. There's lots more I can say about this, but in the interest of time, I'll move on. And then the other thing
really
too.
quickly about joining chamber, we have a question from our audience.
Absolutely. Chamber of Commerce. Absolutely. Every town, every locale. Where I am, there's many different areas, many different communities, all in somewhat of the same zip code. Absolutely be a part of all of them, even your, HOAs. I think that you can be a part of as many organizations as you possibly can.
And what about networking groups?
There.
We have a question about networking groups.
Yeah. Well, what other kind of networking groups can you think of? And then the answer is yes.
Well, we know that there's like is it BMI, and there's a fee along with that. So those kinds of groups. Anything free?
I mean, not necessarily. Nothing in this world is actually free. So, keep that in mind, but you have to figure out if your return on investment is going to be worth it. So if it's going to be a $5,000 entry fee into your, conference or into your group, I can't guarantee that return is going to be 10,000. So you just want to make sure that you're smart about your purchases. So, another free site that I don't think a lot of people think about are PR websites. When you're trying to maintain your digital footprint, when you're trying to just get more information and content out there, there's a lot of websites that will allow you to just give press release articles based on anything that you're doing, events that you're going to, sponsoring events, being a part of other events, opening your business, moving your business. All of those are things that you want to tell your community about. There's Newswire, there's 24/7 PR log, there's PR web, there's a million of them out there. So you can just Google those as well. As long as you have your keywords in there, those words that people will search for on Google to find you, then it's a smart idea. And I think really my point, you guys, is, just Do anything that you can possibly do to maintain strong relationships, not just with your customers, but with your network. So attend conferences, be a part of organizations. If you think that your business is already at its peak, that it can't get any better, you are sorely mistaken, and I don't know why you're on this call. So keep in mind that everybody around you is not really a competitor. And if you think that way, then your business model isn't working. So take this time to reflect on your business, your unique attributes, what you offer the world and your community. And right then and there, any opportunity you get to talk to any of your neighborhood friends is going to be a wonderful interaction. You're going to attract naturally all of those ideal people that you want coming through your door, and keeping those loyal customers. They're going to give you good reviews. They're going to give you good referrals for other wonderful people to come back through your door. And that is really what is going to be the crux of your business, the backbone of your business for longer and longer and longer and longer. So thank you.
Thank you, Jen. How about that, you guys? 2 down, 1 to go. I hope you guys are taking lots of notes. We've had a couple of questions regarding the recording, because we are recording. And we had 100 people respond to this event, and we have another 100 on the waiting list. So we're going to be recording this, and we'll be sending out the link as soon as it's available. I hope you've heard some things that you can use already. We just really quickly want to share another gift from our team. We really appreciate your time and joining us today. And before we hear from Sam, we just want to let you know, our prices have gone up, but we really would like to see as many people take advantage of this conference, because you just can't even imagine the magic these presenters and our team bring to the table. So if you register by November 15th and you're on this call or hear this recording, you are eligible for a $50 discount. All you have to do is fill out our registration form on our website, www.nationalreflexologyconference.com. And in the field where it says, how did you hear about us? We want you to put abundance 2021, because we want abundance for you, your practice, our profession. I cannot begin to tell you the amount of hours that goes into this process, and most of them are volunteer hours. These people really, really love what they do, and they want you to succeed. So the link is going to end, or that discount's going to end on November 15th. If you haven't already registered and you're considering it, Abundance 2021 is it. Is there anything else I want to tell you? I think that's it. If you have any other questions, you can email us, you can DM us. But now I'm going to turn it over to Sam.
Cool. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for this international webinar. I'm so glad to hear that everybody's taking furious notes. I know that I certainly am. You can never hear this information enough, because it's really what you need to do in order to grow your practice. But one of the things that Jen was talking about is uniqueness, and I think that word really resonates with me right now, and I think our community right now, because we are in a very unique situation. I know that on Thursday, the UK just closed for the second time, which is absolutely devastating. I know that there are talks of Ireland specifically appealing and getting to work with clients again, but that's a legislative process. We're all trying to negotiate this time and this space right now, and we need to be creative, and we need to step up to the plate in a way that is both authentic, but also in a lot of ways different from the ways that we've operated before, right? And one of the ways that I've been kind of teaching for the past however many years is the idea of foot reading. And one of the powerful ways that we as reflexologists can still provide a valuable session without needing to be hands-on is our assessment skills and our ability to look at the reflexes of the feet, the hands, the face, the ears, and use our knowledge instead of our hands, where previously we would be able to use both together right? But now that touch has been somewhat compromised, depending on where you're at, we can rely on our training, we can rely on our education, we can rely on the map, and we can use the technology that's been given to us, things like the platform we're using right now, Zoom, which is free. It's a conference software. It allows you to record sessions. You know, I use it very heavily for my digital practice. And if clients are able to take pictures of their extremities and email those pictures of the feet, the hands, the face, the ears, you as a reflexologist can then take notes on what you find, use your maps, use your zones, and create this conversational dialogue with a client about what reflexology has to say about their extremities without you needing to be hands-on. And that's one of the things about our time right now that I think is so magnificent is, yes, we're being shut down in certain areas, but technology also is allowing us to connect in other areas, to bloom, to blossom. You know, this conference is going international for the first time. We have Facebook groups like the lovely Kelly Hainsworth, who's with us today with her Love Reflexology group, Sally Kay, who's doing the Reflexology Book Club, my Foot Reading and Reflexology online community. We are stronger than ever as a community, but it's thanks to the digital approach, not so much our ability to kind of pop over to the UK one weekend and have coffee with our clients or our fellow reflexologists. It's truly the idea of leveraging the things that are free, the things that are digital, to create value for our clients in a creative way. But you have the tools to do that. You know, Bob talked about self-care. And I think it is so important for us as practitioners to remind ourselves during this time that we need to receive as well. But have you considered that as a session, as a paid session experience, you could virtually Zoom in a client and teach them self-care, right? If that's not valuable, I don't know what is. Several reflexologists have utilized self-care in their published studies, including Sally Kay, including Barbara Scott with her amazing work with reproductive reflexology. There's so much value that we can give to clients while not being hands-on in the meantime, and creating that virtual community, that virtual connection, and allowing your reflexology knowledge, your experience, not just your experience or training that you've received during your reflexology certification, but your life experience, the health issues that you've overcome, the research that you've done to improve your own body, to improve the health of other clients, being able to integrate something like foot reading or self-reflexology through a digital platform, I think is one of the tools that I'd like to propose. I'd like to maybe open your mind up just a little bit to that possibility of reflexology no longer needing to just be a hands-on modality, right? And that's what I've seen so brilliantly in the reflexology community, including but not limited to the idea of virtual reflexology, utilizing the energy channels very similar to a distance healing session in order to work with clients remotely. And we all know that energy travels through time and space, especially, you know, as we study more of those holistic systems. Energy is pervasive, and the threads that connect us all are constantly vibrating and in unison, and truly interconnecting us in ways that we can't even fathom. So can you rely on energetic principles, things that are not just about you thumb walking, but instead using the energy work channels, using the digital channels in order to continue your craft, continue your practice in a way that is both authentic to you, yeah, and also valuable for your clients. I know when I teach foot reading, there's always this moment, and I know some of you, just seeing your names, I know some of you are in here. There's this moment when you question whether or not you're good enough. right? Whether or not you're good enough to teach a client how to do this on themselves, whether or not you're good enough to read somebody's extremities, whether or not you're up to snuff. And the only way that you really overcome that is to do and to try. And very much, I think what Bob and Jen have really focused on is pushing the envelope of what's possible and reminding ourselves of the power that's at our fingertips for free. It does take a little bit of mind growing. It does take a little bit of perspective shifting. It does take a little bit of literally, but also metaphorically, like Bob said, moving the energy, right? But the minute that you shift your focus from what's not possible to what is possible, I think that we're really on the edge of this amazing paradigm shift as reflexology does become more popular, as we start to realize what is possible, how we can specialize in certain forms of reflexology, working with babies, working with children, working with cancer care, working energetically, working with lymph, working with pain, working with inflammation, working with different body systems. It's all about you expressing yourself during a time of adversity, right? And whether that's the adversity of, like Jen said, feeling like the reflexologist down the street is stealing your business and you needing to be more you, yeah, to really say that this is what I stand for as a reflexologist, which makes me different and attracts a different type of clientele. You know, whether that includes foot reading or a digital practice, I think it's just time for us during this downtime, right, which has really been for the past 4, 5, 6 months, to continue to ask ourselves the questions, how can we grow amidst the adversity that's happening right now? And how can we allow our reflexology practice to evolve and take us to the next level, even if that does mean that we're a little bit uncomfortable with the idea of suggesting to a client that we don't need to meet hands-on in order for you to experience value from a reflexology session, right? So many interesting things, and I think it does come down to the idea of what I teach in foot reading, which is knowing your practice inside and out, forwards and backwards, right? On social media, I was just messaging back and forth with one of my students today, and they said, you know, I have this issue and I really want your 2 cents on it. And whenever somebody comes forward and they ask me, you know, what's your opinion on this? I said, well, you have to pay for that. You know, that's boundaries, right? But when a student comes forward, I always say, well, talk to me about this. What do you already know? What do you already know from your studies, from your zone work, from your mapping, from, frankly, the hours that you put in to be where you are, to study this powerful modality? You know, give me what you've got in your knowledge bank. And just prompting this person, the student, to figure out the problem themselves opened up this whole aha moment of, wow, I knew it the whole time. And I think as we move forward into this new wave of technology and doing reflexology at a distance and, you know, virtual foot reading consultations, everything that I do very, very much now in my practice, I think it's time for us to really understand that you do have everything you need at this point. And if you feel like you don't, then it might be time to pick up another book, to learn from somebody else, to hammer out some of the weaknesses, some of the inconsistencies, some of the business plans, some of the energetic plans that might need a little bit of refinement. And that's something that we really try to focus on at the conference, is becoming the best version of you. But for me, it was as a massage therapist first, who then became a reflexologist, because that's what we need to do in our state of Florida. I was taught that reflexology had to be hands-on, that massage had to be hands-on. And I can't tell you, through the online communities, through the rapport that I've built with practitioners all over the world, with clients who reach out. I had a client, I know we have Portugal on the webinar today. I had somebody email me from Portugal saying, I saw your videos on YouTube. I really want your 2 cents on this issue that I'm having. And I was able to change their entire perspective on what was happening through pictures, through email, and through conversation. Not press button, fix issue mentality when it comes to reflexology. And that whole concept of manual work not only is it being challenged right now, but I think it should be challenged in the community, because we're at the point where we have our knowledge base. We have our experience. We have these support groups. We have a modality at our fingertips that's just so incredibly powerful. Can you apply that in new and inventive ways during this time of crisis to really be a new brand of practitioner, something that, frankly, just like Jen said, would set you apart from the rest because you know how to bridge that gap that's kind of being forced on us right now.
Sam, real quick, we've got
Yeah.
a note from Dolores who said that she has learned loads from watching your YouTube teachings, and she's a big fan. We also have a question from Victoria. She'd like to know your interpretation of fizzing on the solar plexus.
Yeah. So this is, and again, so let me go ahead and run through my thought process just to give you some added value when somebody comes forward and they ask me kind of random questions like this. So what is the solar plexus? Yeah, the solar plexus is a point on the feet that represents the solar plexus bundle in our body. What is the solar plexus? The solar plexus is literally a bundle of nerves. What do nerves conduct? Electrical impulses. So when you feel a buzzing in the solar plexus, that solar plexus is hyperactive. That electrical circuit is overcharged. It needs to be grounded. Yeah, whether that's the idea of that person taking off their shoes and going out and grounding in the grass and nature, allowing those electrical impulses to literally discharge like a lightning rod into the earth, or whether that's through the touch of a reflexology session. But recognize that the energy that's overloaded in them will also need to kind of counterbalance in you as well, because like Bob said, it's not just them who's receiving the treatment. So understanding that fizzing as a general kind of sign of electrical overload and nervous system overstimulation is just one of the ways that we can use assessment to, the minute you feel that buzz, yeah, or energetically, you're tapping into a client, you're using, you know, a teddy bear or some other sympathetic structure in order to create that link. You hold that solar plexus physically or non-physically, you feel that buzzing. You then say to your client, hey, it seems like you're pretty overloaded right now. Let me have you, just like Bob did, take a few deep breaths, do some belly breathing, discharge some of that energy. And the client is amazed because you use the witchcraft of reflexology, but the things that we've literally been training this whole time to understand, to blow their mind and to add value to the session. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents. I'll hand it back over to our lovely coordinators for the wrap up. Thank you all for staying to listen.
Thank you all. Thank you all who participated today. Thank you to our magical presenters. All that you learned today and all how you saw them focus and value you and the secrets that they shared and the information that they shared. Again, just a sliver of what you can expect at the conference, but it's also what they want to offer you. And again, about your success. They are passionate about the field. They're passionate about the field succeeding. And how do they do that? By spreading their passion to you too. Special call out to Kelly Hainsworth, because every message that was delivered today went overseas, and you helped with that. And everything was inspirational from the start of posting this event to the end, to the notes we received in email, to the things in the chat box. You have all been absolutely amazing. So just a big, big thank you. You heard from Caroline, the co-founder as well of Epistatira, about the discount. If you, by November 14th, register for the conference, again, Abundance 2021. And we have 2 ways to attend. You can attend in person or you can attend virtually, and you do not have to decide that now. You can decide that by January 15th. So take a look at our website. It's posted on Facebook. It's been posted here in the chat. We can leave you with the slides so you can see it. Go take a look at how the conference is outlined and the information that's going to be offered to you. Again, you have the magical presenters who are here today, inspiring all of us. So I thank you all again. Very, very grateful for every piece of this event and how it wrapped up. And that's it. We're going to sign off with the final slide of how you can look at our Facebook. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for all the messages, everyone. Thanks,
Thank
team.
you.